What's up, humans? My name is David, and I help people develop self-awareness. And welcome to this edition of Things to Meme. I don't know if this is actually going to turn into a regular segment. Probably, if you try to meme too many things, then none of them come true. I don't know. But I am going to start with a quick explanation of what a meme is. It's not the picture type of meme. Those are awesome and funny, and we probably all enjoy them. Thumbs up. Those are memes. But in this case, I actually mean a cultural meme. This comes from sort of Richard Dawkins' evolutionary theory stuff, where cultural memes are these units of cultural ideas that spread theoretically similarly to genes, right? One example would be the wedding ceremony and its particular instantiations, right? Those are all similar but different cultural memes, and probably their genesis is something in the pair bonding impulse within humans, but they are not necessary. These wedding ceremonies look different in different cultures. Maybe another good example is like holding the door open for someone, right? There's no biological imperative for us to do this. It becomes this culturally sort of polite thing to do for other people. The point here is that these are sort of cultural ideas or cultural units that are propagated by imitation and not by necessarily a biological imperative. So, and this is sort of one of my favorite phrases, people like us do things like this, right? That's one of the ways that these cultural memes propagate. And here are a few of the things that I think we should meme. One, perhaps goes without saying, is we should develop self-awareness and self-compassion. I think this is such a good meme to try and spread. It's difficult because it involves a lot of vulnerability and humility, but I think the world would be a lot better place if more of us did things like that. How could we propagate it? We could ask our friends if they are intentionally developing self-awareness and self-compassion. We could share our stories of how we are developing self-awareness and self-compassion. Those are two ideas. Do you have any ideas on how we can together spread this meme of self-awareness and self-compassion? I'm all ears, or I will read your comments down in the comments section. All right, the next two memes are in a very similar category, and they're both things that I just wish we all felt more free to say more often. These memes are, I don't know, and I was wrong. Now, it is very understandable that these are not common memes, right? It's not something you hear people saying. Those are not memes yet. It makes sense, right? None of us want to appear stupid or ignorant, right? None of us love admitting that we were wrong. Here's a little of my reasoning. Let's take them one at a time. Learning to say, I don't know. Ignorance kind of is the norm, and learning is very difficult. And to the extent that someone doesn't feel comfortable saying, I don't know, they are being robbed of that opportunity to learn something. Maybe another way of saying this is that ignorance should be normalized. No, that doesn't sound good. Learning should become normalized, right? We should all be able to walk around assuming I'm learning, you're learning, she's learning, and so it's okay when someone doesn't know something yet, and we should be striving to help each other reduce the shame and the fear surrounding our own ignorance. Okay, I was wrong. Let's learn to say, I was wrong. And this actually, like I said, similar category, has a lot to do with learning. We are going to goof. We are going to mess up. We are going to onboard beliefs and convictions that then later we realize, if we're lucky, we were wrong about. This license to admit your own mistakes, this is also crucial to thinking out loud and having really good conversations where we can each continue to learn in that conversation. Oh, here's another example of this. And this one is just a sort of milder version of it, but I think this is also just as important. is reassessing your confidence on something. Sometimes in a conversation, all the more so if you're a verbal processor, you exclaim something, you claim something with really high degree of confidence, right? You're projecting confidence, your voice is really firm, maybe you're speaking loudly, right? And it dawns on you later in the conversation that you actually weren't that sure. That should be okay for you to say, you know what? I was just caught up in the moment, or I wanted to appear confident. I didn't want to appear like I wasn't sure what I was talking about. I would like to own that I'm less sure about that one claim that I made. Sure, it would be great if none of us were ever overconfident or falsely confident. Similar to, wouldn't it be great if we literally all knew everything? Theoretically. But no, these are realities. Ignorance and being overconfident, right? And being afraid of showing our ignorance. These are all extremely normal human experiences, and I think we should normalize them. Let's learn to say, I don't know. Let's learn to say, I was wrong. Here's my last one for today. This one's a little trickier to explain. This is the meme of and. Here's the context. Pretty much, your whole left hemisphere is dedicated to a mutually exclusive version of truth, right? And you don't have to know anything about hemispherical differences to know that there is part of you that prefers to make these very clear either or distinctions. And that's just not how most of life is. Most of life is and, or like gray area in between kind of stuff. Here are some examples. What matters more? The content of what you say, the actual words you use, or your tone of voice? No, this is a false dichotomy. Your brain, I've had this experience, wants to say one of these matters more. No, those are different parts of speech that maybe serve different purposes, but both of them matter. That is an and question, or and answer. Here's another example. What matters more, intention or outcome? This is another false dichotomy where it's and. Both of those have to matter. There's part of us in certain moments that wants one of those to be the only thing that matters. But we need to always take both into account. Doesn't necessarily mean that good intentions are going to excuse a really bad outcome, but both of them should be a part of the conversation. So in closing, my invitation to you is to start to look around in your life for places where these could be helpful memes. When are you being presented with a false dichotomy, an either or, that should actually be a both and? When is it time for you to say, I was wrong, and own that? And is there someone that you can invite into the journey of developing self-awareness and self-compassion? Maybe there's somebody that you need to send this video to. All right, my friends, that is it for today. Know your mind, love your life.